Hello, good evening. Thank you so much for joining me today on Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. It's definitely another episode, another brand new week right here on the show. And this is where we get to have deep, meaningful conversations. And of course, you're tuning into Radio 93.7 FM and Silverbed TV. This is your number one talk show on radio and TV. And of course, the phone lines are always open. We get to rendezvous. We get to talk about deep, meaningful things together, from physical, psychological, emotional, financial issues to societal, trending issues, and more. If you're tuned in just in time for the first part of our deep, meaningful conversation right here on the show. Today, we're talking about clout chasing. Clout chasing. Why do people clout chase? Why do people chase clout? Why are people chasing clout? Why are people so obsessed with clout chasing in this part of the world? Now, if you don't know what clout chasing is, I'm sure you do, but in case you don't know, if it sounds a bit like, ambiguous, clout chasing is the same thing as fame chasing, or you can call it attention seeking, or you can call it follower, celebrity chaser. You can call it a person hanging with celebrities. You can just call it someone that's just chasing for fame. Clouts can easily be substituted with fame. I know sometimes when we look at it in terms of definition, fame and clout are not usually the same, but they are, if we're looking at it very loosely, that clout and fame are basically the same. So why are people clout chasing in this time and age, and why are people so obsessed with it? People these days are going the extra mile to create, in the name of content, to get the extra mile to create content. I saw the other day online where we saw a woman tearing her husband's passport, how would I call it? The international passport. Sorry, she tore the international passport. The video went viral. It got a number of views. Here and there, and people are like, are you sure she didn't do it to clout chase? When I did my own digging and research, I realized that this so-called woman and man here, they are content creators. Both of them come together, and just create content that looks like that's family related, just to get the number. So this could easily be another one of their, contents in quote, or clout chasing. On social media today, you see a number of crazy things happening. And you're wondering, why are these people doing this thing? Why are they acting this way? Why are they dancing like this? Why are they saying these things? We've heard about people who will come and accuse celebrities of things that they did not do in order to clout chase, in order to get those numbers, in order to seek for fame. And in quote, maybe it's not just for fame, maybe seek for money, because nowadays, Facebook, Instagram, and the rest of the apps are actually paying people or content that is able to rake out the number. So we are asking, in this time and age, why are people so obsessed with clout chasing? Is chasing fame, is it good or bad? What is wrong with chasing fame? Because a lot of people come and say, no, it's not justifiable, you shouldn't act like that. But it's making the money, it's getting the numbers, it's getting the results. You have been talking motivational speaker from yesterday, you've been speaking, you're a motivational speaker since 2005. Yeah, how much have you made from it? But people who are just making crazy content and just doing things beyond crazy, will just make one video and the video will raking a lot of money. Again, I'm not saying that is right or wrong, but I'm asking, is chasing fame good or bad? Is clout chasing good or bad? Join the conversation with me today, calling on the show. The numbers are 0915-534-5627, 0915-534-5627, or 0915-534-5509, 0915-534-5509. We're talking about clout chasing today on Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. And we're asking, is it worth the chase? Chasing for fame, is it really worth the chase? Why do people chase clout? Is it a human nature to chase fame, or is it just bare greed? What do you think about the craziness and the razzmatazz going on social media today of people creating things, doing crazy things, saying crazy stuff in the name of clout chasing or content? Let's take our first caller on today's show. Hello. 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 All right, I have to lose that call. Number to call is 0915, excuse me, 553 5627. I'll take that number again, 0915 534 5627. I was just going to call our old numbers, but now we have new numbers right here on Reading Live 3.7. Another number to calling on is 0915 534 5509, 0915 534 5627, or 0915 534 5509. Another caller. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, good to have you on the show. Thanks for calling. Thank you, Olawale, for calling. Thank you. I can hear you.
Hello, Deborah.
I can hear you. Good evening, Runaway Civilian. How are you? I'm very well, thank you.
All this is your topic of today or something like that. You know that everybody wants to advance in themselves or something like that. They want everybody to see them, the whole world to see them, like say they are doing something or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing wrong with this or beating this, but it's just kind of behavior that people show or something like that. They want to do their own something like spoiling another somebody to become a rule or something like that, to make it or to find it, to make some people to see them. It's just behavior and the attitude of some people that make all these things that they do to go annoying to some people. Like maybe I want to become or something. I want to go viral. I'm not doing create a content or something like that, like that's what I do this or something like that to go viral. That's the thing. That this effect of all these things or something like that, and the effect is the result is the stress of not getting some tension. There's some tension in some people's life. That's why they make them to go like that. That's what I just think of this thing.
Yeah, but if it was that simple, Lawale, if it was that simple, I wouldn't even be mad. Everybody's trying to advance themselves. But must it be at the detriment of others? Some people would lie, would create lies together.
That it must not be that the segment of the other people, but people now they want to start some like all this. You want the viral something that is going boom, 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 boom. The person that brought it out now, something like that. There was a guy that has been already tagging himself to many artists or something like that. When he just tagged himself to he has getting many some followers or something like that. That's the thing. But the only thing that I know that you are doing some certain things because of your followers, no matter how it's not something that happened to you, your followers will just go back or something. They will not follow you. Yeah, that's what I just think about it.
Interesting. Thank you, Olawale, for sharing. I appreciate it. Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. Olawale, always making sense right here on Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. Please join the conversation. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the topic clout chasing, fame chasing, attention seeking, celebrity chasing. What is wrong with chasing clout? And as far as we're trying to say, there's nothing really wrong with it, there's nothing wrong with going viral, there's nothing wrong with making money from Facebook, there's nothing wrong with seeking attention, it is becoming out of this world these days, guys. Yeah, I don't know. Am I the only one feeling this way? Am I the only one that goes on social media and sees the things and you're like, are we supposed to be saying things? Have we started saying things or seeing things like this now on social media? Shouldn't this be in our private spaces? Let's take another caller. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Hi, I can hear you. Good evening. Thanks for calling Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. What's your name?
Yeah, good evening. I like the topic of discussion. I like the way you are defining it with so many names: cloud chasing, attention seeking, and all that.
Thank you.
All right, but I think to me, I don't find cloud chasing being. It should be the reason why you are actually chasing the cloud. You are chasing it to get something, to be influential, to get money, get any money from it. Cool. It should be regulated. I think that's what Nigeria social media space is missing. Look at other developed countries where they regulate that media. It doesn't go down just garbage in, garbage out. No, it must think content, things of value.
Yes.
But there's no regulating system or body in Nigeria. They're lacking it. Everybody just go down and just dump that trash there.
Yeah.
Very, very bad. That's
Ve-
my own opinion on it,
Very
though.
interesting. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate.
Yeah, okay, no problem.
All right, that makes a lot of sense. I thought I was the only one feeling that social media should be regulated. I've talked about this over and over again. Not here though, maybe in my personal space. And I'm like, I would really like that social media be regulated, because when you go online these days, we don't. This everything just goes out there, physically, mentally, emotionally. Everybody is talking, and if everybody is talking, nobody is talking. Again, I hope I'm not the only one feeling this way. I would love to hear your thoughts right here on Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. What's the craziest content or the most useless content you've ever seen on social media, or the most rich content you've ever seen on social media, and you're like, okay, this is actually content, or oh, this is actually cloud chasing? How do we even differentiate between cloud chasing and content creating? Because these days it's almost the same thing. How do we differentiate that this person is actually creating content, making an impact, passing a message, you creating value, or this person is just looking for fame and seeking, validation, and just looking for money and just trying to get numbers? How do we know the difference these days? Because these days everything is just jam packed. You don't even know the difference anymore. What has been your first-hand experience with cloud chasing? Are you a cloud chaser? If you're a cloud chaser, please do well to share. We're not looking down on anyone. We're not judging anyone. If you're a cloud chaser, feel free to call in and say, you know what, I'm a cloud chaser, and this is what it has made me. Some of these cloud chasers, you think that they're just doing it. They are millionaires, oh. They are millionaires. They are making money. The money is plenty. So don't even play. As you're calling in to talk down on them, also remember that they are making money. This is a business. And again, as simple as it sounds, like, oh, it's cloud chasing, and is this, they are that, they are this. When you do one video that makes you a lot of money and gets you a lot of attention, people start to message you and deals starts to follow. Would you want to chase that clout as a full-time occupation? I'm just thinking out loud. I do a video or two that gets me a lot of numbers, get people talking about me, and next minute, I have to jump on two or three more videos so that the ministry can keep moving forward. What are your thoughts on this? Would you chase clouds, and why? If you are a chaser, please, I want to hear your thought. And if you would never be a cloud chaser, but you would chase cloud for only one reason, I want to know the reason why you would chase that cloud. If you're usually not a cloud chaser. Also ask that, how do you tell if someone is actually using you for cloud? Have you ever been used for clouds before? Have you ever been used for cloud before? You used somebody for clouds. I know a lot of celebrities, some people, they'll go out to events and they see celebrities start to take pictures with them, so when they post those pictures, people are like, so you're in the same room with this person, so you took this picture with this person, and they'll start to look at you with different eyes, that it be like say you don't arrive, or it be like say you be correct, you get steez, or you get composure, so yeah, I mean, I'm sure we have a friend or two who have taken pictures with celebrity, who have been celebrity chasers or cloud chasers. Anyways, I'd love to hear your thoughts. The numbers to calling on are 0915 534 5627, 0915 534 5627, or 0915 534 5509, 0915 534 5509. Have you ever regretted something you did in the pursuit of clout before? See, even this cloud we're talking about, even myself, I don't chase cloud before, but it's not my lifestyle. I've done it once or twice that, let me even see these numbers that people are, and I got the numbers, so let me not even lie to you, I got the numbers, but could I keep up with it? That's the big question. At what cost? That's the big question. So I'd love to hear your thoughts right here on Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. As always, I posted this on social media. Of course, it wasn't me that posted it. It was someone that I knew. Our guest for today actually posted it on our status, and we had very interesting comments, from her community. Somebody says, cloud chasing is never justifiable. Building real value and connections is always better. Focusing on creating meaningful content, helping others, and building genuine relationships. That's the path to true success and fulfillment. I mean, that sounds very nice and very motivational, but the truth is, as people are cloud chasing, they're also building relationships. Now, the question is are the relationships true? One, are the relationships built on a solid rock? Will the relationships last? That's the big question. But I understand what you mean by building real value connection. But have you also started relationship with someone or friendship with someone based on, oh, let's collaborate, and then it finally turns out to be like a meaningful relationship after all? Again, I'm not encouraging cloud chasing. Somebody else says, building value over cloud chasing is always the best. Most times, if not all the time, cloud chasers don't care who gets trampled on, sorry, as long as money and fame is made. Well, if we can say something about cloud chasers, we can definitely say this: they don't care about you, they don't care about meaningful relationships, they don't care about money. They want to make their money and their fame, and they will go the extra mile for that. Another person says, we are often quick to judge cloud chasers. Thankfully, somebody is speaking up for the cloud chasers, but we should also recognize the creativity and hustle behind the strategies. Please don't let us confuse genius with gimmicks. But that's true, Sha. Some of these cloud chasers, by the time you see the weight, the miles, the extra mile they will go to create content, you'll be like, You see people who go on mountains to take pictures or to jump and do videos. And you're asking, what is the point of this? You are doing this. Is this not dangerous to you and your life and this could just make you disappear forever. But you still choose to do it. Why? Because you have to cloud chase, because you want to make money, because you want the views, because you want the attention. Anyways, I'm not I'm not somebody's mother or father, but we're just here to talk about cloud chasing. Somebody else says, in Nigeria, where economic opportunities are limited, individuals may resort to cloud chasing as a way to gain visibility, attract followers, or create partnerships that can lead to financial benefit. Example, VDM is a very good example of survival mechanism, because all he's looking for is money. I let VDM farms not catch you, because they will not agree with you that all he's looking for is money though. But I hear you loud and clear that the society and our economy actually, contributes to, the increase and the cloud chasing craze right now on social media and in our environment. Anyways, this is Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. We're taking more comments, taking more calls. I would love to hear your thoughts on the topic of the day: cloud chasing, or should I say fame seeking. What is wrong with chasing clout? The numbers are 0915 534 5627 or 0915 534 5509. On that note, if I'm not taking any more calls, I have to go on a short break. When I get back, more conversations. I want to take more of your calls, so make sure that you are calling in. And most importantly, my very special guest will be joining me in the studio to help us dissect and divide, multiply, progress the topic, equationalize. I've forgotten all those mathematical terms, but we're going to be digging deep right here on Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Welcome back, Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. And so far, we've been talking about clout chasing. And we're asking, what is wrong with chasing clout? What is wrong with fame chasing? What is wrong with seeking attention? What is wrong with getting numbers on social media? What is wrong with, doing stuff for the views in the name of content? And yeah, so far I took some of your calls, and some of you had interesting things to say. No, it's okay. They're trying to survive. They are going viral. Internet is paying. I understand all of that. I totally understand. But the question is, at the expense of what? That's the question I'll be asking is, at the expense of what? At the expense of who? How can somebody sit down, create and craft lies about somebody, then come online, do a video and just lie about somebody just because, maybe the person is a celebrity, and that, if you see all these things, even without facts, blah, 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 the numbers will go up, whether you like it or not, whether you promote it or not, because a celebrity name is involved, it will go up. And beyond celebrity stuff, people just do. We know things that get the numbers, just talk about some relationship things, or maybe go nude or naked on social media and you are good. I'm asking again, what is wrong with chasing clout? And if we're going to be chasing clouds, to what extent? At what costs should we be? What is the price of clout chasing? I also read some of your texts and you said, the economy is bad and that's why we have a lot of content creators. I totally understand that. But now that we are trying our best to, pump up the economy, should we continue to chase clouds? How did the word of God, Bible, I have to quote Bible now. Is it, shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? All right, so shall we continue cloud chasing just because we need to survive? I think I broke that down very well. Anyways, this is Deep Waters. Join the conversation calling on 0915-534-5627 or 0915-534-5509. I can see some of your calls coming in, but before I take your call, should we take calls because I need to introduce my guest. Okay, let's take this call and then I'll introduce her immediately. Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
David.
Yeah, Afam, is that you?
It should be me.
Yes, it must be you. Thank you so much for calling.
It is I.
It is you.
Thank you very much.
Wakanda forever.
So.
I want to say the number one cloud chaser, but I don't know if you're a cloud chaser or not.
I am not a cloud chaser or a cloud, what do they call them?
A fame seeker.
A fame seeker. I am not.
How do we know that you are not? By they don't the right time for head now.
Because I don't have the time. I am not done with my business, talkless of looking for where to jump from one hill to another. Or looking for someone to biography and put inside my... I don't have that kind of time. I am not that kind of person. Besides, anything that is lie, I hate it. I hate lie. I hate, blaspheming somebody. I hate blaspheming somebody.
Well, cloud chasing is not always about lying, though. Sometimes those things are true,
75% of them are not true. They are just looking for numbers. They are just looking for Facebook to pay them. Some of them TikTok to give them something. Most of those people are lazy. They are lazy people. They don't want to do something.
But content creating is not easy, Afam.
It's not what?
Content creating is not easy, You think it's easy to come up with ideas?
Computer cannot do now. Let's call a speed. Is there anything that computer cannot do now? Somebody will be on top of mountain. Computer will just turn him or her like this. He or she is flying on the air. But he didn't go anywhere. Have you seen where they are shooting movie before? We see the just watch the what do they call it? The filmmakers. The way they make the film. You see that most of those things are just like, they are programming some of... So, this content creators, some of them are doing this thing just to get attention. And it's getting worse by day. It's getting worse. Everybody wants to... You see, one thing about Nigeria is this. Once one person did something or two person did something and use it and make something, everybody would like to jump into it. If that thing is not paying, you will see them dropping out. But once that thing is paying, you will see everybody jumping into such a thing.
But to be honest, the economy doesn't even favor us. So if you see somebody doing content creation instead of carrying guns on the streets, doing content creation instead of stealing people's car parts, doing content creation instead of doing yahoo, please, we should give them some hand.
Okay. Can you, if someone decided to use you now and use
me for content,
so, and future something that you did not do, maybe you are just not use you and lie something that at the end of the day, see what Deborah did. He was, he was divorced. and lied against you or something. No,
Yeah.
something
No, the
that
popular ones is that they will say media women, you didn't make your money legitimately,
So at the end of the day, when you come across such a thing, how will you feel? How do you think you will?
Deep.
You will feel bad.
Deep.
There are so many other things somebody can do. It doesn't mean that you have to be a content creator. There are so many other things somebody can do. There are handworks. There are businesses. There are so many.
All right.
So many
Okay.
things.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I have to let you
Somebody
go
can
now,
invest
fam.
into. So, I beg, please,
All right.
they should take it. I know that social media has given them go ahead and everything, but they should take it easy.
Interesting. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. Not let's just put it out there. There are also good content creators out there. People who don't lie, who don't manipulate, who just put out good content that encourages people out there to be their better self. Financial content and the rest of that. So as we're talking about the bad eggs, we should also remember that there are also good eggs. Now, Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. It's time for me to introduce my very special guest today on the show. Today she's my twinnie because we are twinning. We're twinning. We're twinning in melanin. We're twinning in color. We're twinning in hair. We're twinning in energy. She's an accomplished event organizer and a visionary in the world of luxury experiences. She has an unwavering passion for curating exclusive gatherings, and she has earned this reputation for crafting remarkable events and captivating, live shows. Yeah, she hails from Lagos, definitely, and she's creative and meticulous, and has this attention to details that allow her to carve a niche, in the high-end event industry. I want to say high and mighty. That's what came to my mind. Dedicated to providing unforgettable moments, she has a unique networking opportunities and experiences, creating this for her clients and to every audience, most importantly. Project owner of numerous prestigious events. When you're talking about the biggest, you're talking about the most luxurious, you're talking about the events that don't leave you bored. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about none other than Alicia, born in Lagos. Hi, baby girl.
Oh my gosh, that was. Are you chasing clouds?
Yes, I am actually.
that introduction was off.
I'm chasing clouds right now because I'm not bored.
Oh my gosh.
Abby,
Oh my gosh.
Alicia, bored in Lagos. And when are you going to put on board in Lagos?
Oh my gosh, that's never coming. I'm always going to be bored. Dedicated to staying and chasing highs.
Chasing clouds.
Chasing clouds.
So good to have you in the studio. So I can't wait for us to dive into the deep waters regarding chasing clouds today. Exactly. So, for the sake of my listeners and people who are just tuning in, can we just briefly touch on what cloud chasing is? I mean, I broke it down in the little words that I can, but do they do justice to what it really means?
First of all, thank you for picking such a hard topic. You always push my limits, and this is one of those topics where it bothers on a lot of people's minds. It's a conversation that in the market you're hearing about it. Did you see what this boy do? Did you see that? You're always hearing, and I caught a bit of the examples you gave. I mean, that passport situation was phenomenal. To think that it was a skit. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Got me right there.
Yeah.
But cloud chasing, I'll just say it like this. Have you ever felt the pressure to perform?
To perform?
Yes.
If I'm a performer, yeah.
So you're clearly a cloud chaser.
So if performance, if I want to sing and dance, that's my cloud chasing. What if I love it?
Okay.
And I do it in my bathroom.
Now,
I'm performing in front of my mirror.
Take the talent in one box. Now take everything that is needed to promote that talent in another box. Now, let's just say the world knows you as this mighty superstar, but there's still a percentage of people that have never heard about you. They're just people who would probably never hear about you unless something drastic brings your name to their mouth or their table. Like, it just has to be creative. So if you've ever done anything in that context to bring people up to speed with who you are, you're probably a cloud chaser.
That's not the social media definition of cloud chasing. That one, I understand this one. This one is like a professional events and style and promotional branding. The cloud chasing we know The one that is on social media, let me see if I have a definition. The one that is common that we understand is a clout chaser is someone who does and says things for the purpose of becoming more popular. It is primarily used in reference to people on social media that are desperate to gain fame and followers. The term became popular in 2016 as a way to call out fake people who pretend to be something. So I understand that your intelligence definition, but can you also touch on this one that I just said? Now, is this not also the clout chasing that we know?
You know, Nigeria, my country. See, I love Nigeria, but once there's anything that is out there and flourishing in the world that crosses paths with this our Nigeria, it just always goes out of proportion.
E.g., Guinness Book of Records.
I know a whole guy twerked for how many hours?
Oh, people chase clout with that. Actually, let's not even lie about
it's now
that.
becoming a thing. If it's easy, everybody will be doing it. There are a lot of people doing it now.
Wow.
But I mean, yes, I would say that the connotation is usually first met with negativity because of how much out of proportion these things have been blown. Do you want to mention a few?
Please go ahead.
Think of anyone. I would say the biggest and most popular clout chaser so far in the past 5 years, 10 years is our Bobby. If you don't know who Bobby is, well, you're on your own. This guy, or this person in this case, is talented at this thing. And you want to think of how the name is always popping up. In the past 5 years, this name was still relevant. In the past 10 years, this name has still been relevant. How? There is no product on site. There is no marketing company on site. It's just complete talkability. The name alone evokes some sort of emotion, whether you laugh or some sort of thing.
Yes.
Feeling is you have to think of him and feel a thing and react. That is in itself powerful. I don't know what to say.
So what is wrong with this powerful thing then? If it comes with so much benefits. So if it comes with so much benefits, why do we, say clout chasing is bad? Why do we look down? Why do we talk down? Why is it our first instinct is why is that when it comes to clout chasing, the first thing that comes to mind is negative?
Well, for Nigerians, do we chase clout or clout chases us? So it's better for you to milk it as much as you can while you can, because everybody has this 15 minutes of madness or 15 minutes of fame that they can milk, and in the next 1 month, nobody ever even remembers your name again. So a lot of people do that, and they have some substance that they can share. Maybe they have a product and it moves traffic to those products. I would like to point you out to Davido's escapades with the other lady, the American lady who kept on coming out for him. I mean, there were so many sides to this story. There was the angle that she's promoting herself as a businesswoman. Her body is a marketable, product, let's say, and you can imagine the number of followers she gained in a short period of time.
Yes.
She connected with people emotionally. She connected with people physically, because those things really those comments she was making put her in people's faces.
Yes.
If you knew nothing about her before,
Okay.
chances are you knew her, and then you talked about something that she looked like or something that she said.
Yes.
And then she's promoting her body, she's promoting her looks, she's promoting her lifestyle.
And making money.
And
then
the
attaching
side.
herself to Davido, so to say. And
The biggest name in African entertainment right now. It did a lot for her, even though it came with a lot of emotional connotations that were negative.
Interesting. I hear you loud and clear, and I hear how you used Bob Risky. So still sticking to Bob Risky as an example of clout chaser. You say he clout chases. You say he or she clout chases. You say he or she as is powerful because the clout chasing have been clout chasing for so long. Let's look at some of the effects of this thing on the society, on themselves, on perception, some of the effects, whether positive or negative. Now, the positive will be that, it gets you more fame, it keeps you relevant, the money keeps coming in, people continue to talk about you, the brands is continuing to endorse you. Now, some of the negatives, so what would you say are the negatives?
The negatives, for instance, you lose credibility, people don't trust you, they don't know what is real anymore. In cases where people go around making content, there's this girl who she's a DJ, budding DJ, sometime 2 years ago or so. She created content at the beach, and then she faked that she was drowned, and then everyone started to talk about her, and then lo and behold, you magically return back on land and you're fine and healthy, no emergency situation. So who's gonna really want to resonate with that when I can't trust you in the beginning? You fake your own death. Pardon me. And now there's people who do it and there was no real product to showcase. So after you got all that attention, what were you going to do with it? It's a different thing for us in Africa here. I would sample the Kardashians. When these people became really, really famous in the early 2000s, a lot of people just knew this lady. They just know her name, Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
The first question I asked my older brother, shout out to John Lubem in UK, the first thing I asked him was, what is she famous for? And my engineering brother, who just wants to play FIFA games or play football games, was like, I don't know, she's just famous. It took my interest in entertainment to see who she was and understand that, okay, you just want to know a lot about her. For those kind of people, clout is their number one instrument. It's negative, it's positive, but I mean, if you milk it right, move away. What I'm really looking for is fame and fortune.
So I hear you loud and clear, but I feel like we're not quite hitting it when it comes to the effects now. When I see the negatives, and I understand when you say that they can't trust you, and that's the truth. When you look at some of your idols that are clout chasers, and you're like, is this true? Is this not real? There's this, I don't know I can't remember what her name is, but yeah, she's one of those ladies, the reality TV stars that does things around, and you're like, okay, they've broken up now. Okay, now they are not together. Is this true, or is it just a form of, promotion for their upcoming, stuff? While I hear that, and I hear you loud and clear, I also feel like, in terms of, if we're still using Bobrisky as example, in terms of Bobrisky, for example, one of the issues that a very dark man had with him was because, of the kind of example he was setting for the men and women out there. Even if we use the example, Kim Kardashian, famous for having a sex tape, how, whether we like it or not, that's some form of message that is passing to the young stars out there. And that is why a lot of people don't even want to do things or go the extra mile anymore, because those other things, why should I work hard when I can be famous for being a porn star? Why should I work hard when I can literally dress like a lady? Look at all our men out there now, all the young men out there, they're dressing like women, just to catch that attention, just to chase that clout and to make that money. So in terms of effect, I also feel like, I want you to comment on that in terms of, sense of morality, upbringing, societal, the cultural, what is forming as our culture now, like I said, because at the end of the day, a thing like men now wearing women's clothes in the name of content or comedy is now forming into our culture.
Okay, so I have so much to say, Debbie. You do this thing where you take
have
my
to
brain, you take my brain.
Say it. We're waiting for you.
At the end of the day, is clout chasing the cost of success? Is clout chasing the joy of real achievements? If you're going to look at it, we're in a digital world right now, and shout out to parents still putting in the effort to reduce screen time for their kids. That is a lot of work, because digital entertainment is so addictive. So we have a world where it's fast paced. There's so many things coming up. Digital knowledge is, you see kids at 13 already fantastic users of phones, iPhone. They have YouTube accounts, they're creating content. You see, that thin line of decency and morality really still goes back to home training and what you do with that knowledge. So I'll take you back to where you spoke about, is it even a bad thing? Is it a positive thing at all? My approach to media would be, is it relevant for me? Is this interesting for me? I may discover products along that line. I may discover entertainment videos along that line. I'm looking for what's the next big thing in a particular space, maybe in the movie space. And funny thing, I'll come around creators who are doing things and somehow they're featured in these spaces. But when it comes to affecting my real lifestyle, I have that training. Shout out to my mom. I have that training to connote whether I want to listen to this or take this in or not. But unfortunately, there's still mainstream media, mainstream mass, that all they take is face value information, and they own this thing and it becomes their personality. It shows it influences how they think. In fact, they could form armies just for sharing the same love for this person. You all know that if you're able to tap into a network like that, you're the god of, let's just say, the digital space. You're considered a mini god, because you've taken attention. Attention is the biggest currency. You know, there's this man who spoke in the beginning, said he doesn't have the time for cloud chasing. At some point, Daddy, you're going to see that these people who run these businesses are going to start looking for social media managers to open TikTok for them. Looking for social media managers to start influencing for them. You may not have time for it, but now there's a trend going on social media. We're saying in 2000 and whatever, when I should have been dancing on TikTok, when I should have been creating content, I wasn't. Now look, I'm paying the price for it. You see doctors, you see elderly people sitting down trying to make themselves relevant.
They pay for those things.
Do you get me? So if you're selling spare parts, if you're selling, at some point you're going to need someone to put your video in their spare parts content, and even if it's just 2 seconds frame your video gets, I promise you that is some sort of conversion. You're going to start looking for that.
So
industry.
Are you saying that because the content creators now, or cloud chasers, have the numbers, are you saying that, oh yeah, they should look at all the value that comes with it, and not, because I feel like when it comes to content creation, you also should look at how does it impact the other person. Now, because with content creation, we're being very selfish, extremely selfish. Oh, I want the money, it's getting the numbers, anything that gets the numbers, anything that, you know, moves us faster to our goal. Nobody's looking at, what about the 7-year-old that comes across this? Nobody's thinking about, what about the 15-year-old younger me that comes across this? You know, how would they see this? How would they interpret this? What does this mean to them? How is this affecting the society? What's the chain block here? You know, how is it changing our world completely?
You know, in the end, man must work. Man must work.
Now, wow.
Right?
Wow. Fish pie. Now, wow.
So is chasing fame the new form of, you know, success, survival in this difficult economy? You know, so first of all, I want to ask you, Nigerians who understand the hustle, Nigerians know that you're either relevant emotionally or you're relevant financially. So I've hit,
or politically.
You know, so if I'm going to be famous, whatever it is I'm being famous for is my audience's time and my own business. If you fall around the bandwagon, if my message is lackadaicity, if my message is just shallow, is my message.
So you're saying everybody will be alright.
You'll be alright, because if at some point you're going to need someone like me.
Wow.
At that point, that really is shallow and has that influence over fellow shallow like-minded people. Well, you're looking for depth. Maybe you want
find
your deep people and do it. I would use myself as an example. I do have a personal brand that I've grown on a whim, and it has become this whole thing. But I have to sustain the entertainment. I have to sustain. I'm not just gonna tell them my real life every day. Shout out to anyone who sees this from where I work. This is who I am. This is what I do. I entertain people in the night, but on the flip side. But my day-to-day life is pretty boring. I'm sending emails. I'm receiving marketing material, marketing communication campaigns. I'm doing all of that. Yes, there are a few awards here and there to show the result of that work. But I have this brand. Is it just going to die? What am I going to use it for in the end? So now I have to be creative. So now with my own example, my own self, I found a way to keep my life as the clouds. So the high really is just what's she going, where is she going to next? I have to find a way to keep you interested. And of course, people like Amebo. And the Nigerian hustler knows that if you have small attention span for these people, 2 seconds, that Amebo must be very sweet. They want to say again. That's why they're coming. And shout out to everyone who has followed me. We started the year at 3,000. We're heading for 11K now.
Oh, wow.
So there are a lot of people who like my life
As
and the
cloud
Amebo in it.
In other words, you are the clouds.
I am the clouds.
Always chasing the clouds.
Chase the clouds are chasing us, I know.
Shaking my head. Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. You can join the conversation. We've been having a deep conversation here. We forgot to even invite our listeners. Our listeners and viewers, please join the conversation. If you have questions and thoughts, do you agree with some of what Alicia said? If you do not agree, it's an open phone line. Calling on 0915 534 5627, 0915 534 5627, or 0915 534 5509, 0915 534 5509. I have a few minutes to wrap up the show. So if you really have thoughts, questions, first-hand experiences, contrasting opinion, we welcome them all. This is a place for unbiased conversation. So please do all to calling and join the conversation. How do we stay authentic, while being a clout chaser, at the end of the day? I know I liked how you used the example of yourself. You have one brand for,
the boring
being
stuff.
the clouts, and then you have another one for, being yourself, which is cool. I understand that. But is it possible for us to maintain authenticity while clout chasing?
Wow, Deborah, you're always doing this. What do we even know is real anymore? I mean,
Are
it's
you
just
real?
how good. I know this is green screen.
This could be easily be AI.
Absolutely.
I know.
We should add a thumbnail image. Is this real?
I know.
So I think the currency there for me is how authentic you can make me feel watching your cloud video or listening to your cloud story. Does it even feel fake? If people just don't like it when they don't like two things. They don't like it when it is there's not enough back put into that execution. And then they don't also like it when you've executed it well, but then there is no substance to follow up and take that attention to. I would say that there are also opportunists who have been prepared for certain situations and they take advantage of it the minute it hits them. Shout out to Sidney Tucker. That guy is a genius. So I'll pose a question to your listeners. Am I allowed?
Please.
Are we quick to judge the cloud chasers, or are we overlooking the genius behind their moves? Think of a very dark man. A lot of people are for him, pro very dark man, and against VDM. For those of us who are just observing and really on the fence, not really even on the fence, just observing really, I would say he is resilient, but I wouldn't use the word genius. There is a thin line between just pushing your brand out there and getting yourself in conversations that ensure your name is mentioned, and just recognizing that
Deep.
there's a bunch of us who, because your name is mentioned, we watch that content.
Not because we like you.
Not because we like you, or
Not because you make sense.
but just
because
you're interesting. I want to see your opinion and see how you go with it, and then people are full of surprises.
Someone like Portable, now when he first started and he went viral, people were like, this one year, it won't last. But Portable has been the clout.
That guy is entertainment embodied.
He has proven to us that, I will be in this game, we die here, You will see how Portable would speak here, talk here, go and create a music video about something that happened, use that to chase clouds, use that to stream his music, use that to make money.
Exactly, but
Crazy.
some people have helped others build meaningful content, meaningful connections, build genuine relationships. It's basically a path to success and fulfillment. And whatever success is for you, is you that defines it. Money doesn't really define success. And also shout out to those who have found a way to use clout to get money into their bank accounts, right? You think if it's easy, go ahead and do it. You're just going to waste your time on strategy and putting a video together and nothing. I'm gonna put it out there. You're going to do some clout chasing with me, and we're going to see how far it goes. You have this show to promote, and everybody, let's work together.
What advice will you give to somebody who is considering chasing clouds, soonest, but is unsure of, what would they say? I don't want to be like another Blessing CEO that they arrested for claiming that this house belongs to me. I'm very conscious of, I don't want to be talked about in the negative way, but I also want to get into this thing, tap into this thing called clout chasing and make the money out of it. What can I do? How would you advise a person?
This is a very big question. It takes a village to answer this question. And I did throw the question out. But
you are the cloud, so you are the village.
I know I have a whole village behind me. There's a whole community behind me. And we discussed as a family, and I have my family's response now.
Okay.
The number one key thing, this came from King CSO
Okay.
in my Port Lagos community. He said, build value over the clouds. So yes, you want to do some clouds, but build value over the clouds. You get the fame, which is what you're really looking for. But as long as there's value, once there's value, there's money. Once there's value, there's talkability. People will talk about you. Marshall also said we're often quick to judge clout chasers, but should we recognize that it is a creative hustle? Can you thrive in how creative and authentic can your hustle
amongst
be?
many other
Amongst
creatives.
many. So, but don't let. He also said, don't let us get confused with genius and gimmicks. That in itself just wraps it up. You're either a gimmick if you're doing the clouds and there's no substance to drive all of that traffic to, or you're genius if in the end we're talking about you. And if it's a yearly thing that you've latched it onto, for instance, my big parties in December, the yearly thing that I talked about, the promotion around them is very shocking. If it happens every year, at the end of that, at that same time every other year, you're going to be mentioned again.
See, the thing is, the gimmicks and the genius, both of them make money. That's the annoying thing about it.
I appreciate that.
And sometimes you don't even know the difference. You have to dig deep into the gimmicks to find out if there's a genius.
You have to be invested, and that is the currency. That is what we're looking for.
Thank you so much, Alicia Board in Lagos.
Thank you
so much for not making us bored at all. And for taking us right into the deep waters to understand the topic. Even though I didn't quite agree with some of your thoughts though, but we found a way around. Use your community to shut us up. So we are okay with that.
Shout out to the BIL gang.
Thank you so much, Alicia Board in Lagos. How can people find you on social media, be a part of your community?
Awesome. Check out www.boardinlagos.com. The last time I came here, I didn't have a website, but now we do. And you can also follow Alicia Board in Lagos. Alicia is spelled ALICIA, and then Board in Lagos. Put it together and it's one word on Instagram.
Interesting. Thank you so much. Look at them. They're just calling now. No. We have to call on Wednesday. I'll be right back on Wednesday at 5 to 6 p.m. for another interesting show for you that will keep you glued to your screen and your ears glued to your AirPods or to your radio, most importantly. I am Deborah Waters. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.